All right, y'all. Misusing pronouns could lead to a felony, according to a bill that was recently passed by Michigan's State House of Representatives. The bill, titled HB 4474, would make it a felony to intimidate someone by using the wrong pronouns, gender pronouns, which could be punishable by imprisonment for not more than 5 years or by a fine of not more than $10,000. Are you in support of this bill? Let's go to you first, Q. What do you think about this?
So you know what? When I first read the headline, I was bothered, right? Because I'm like, oh my God, as a member of the LGBTQ community, this is another piece of legislation that's about to infuriate the mainstream, right? But then when I read, it's the media is a very tricky place, because when I read the bill, I'm actually 100% in support of what the bill is suggesting. And it's suggesting and talking about harassing people, right? You know, at the point in which somebody says, I like you to call me Miss Q, or I like you to call me she, and you make it a point to go out of your way and you're a he this, he that. And here's why I have a problem with it, right? I think this pronoun thing has absolutely nothing to do, or should have nothing to do, with your beliefs on homosexuality or trans people. Just because you call somebody what they want to be called doesn't mean you support the system, you support it, you're a part of it. It costs you nothing to call me Miss Q if I want to be called Miss Q. It costs you nothing. The only other thing that I would like to see other words added to this bill. I would like to see the word nigger added to it. I would like to see the word bitch added to it. I would like to see a slew of other words added to it to make it punishable if you are harassing people using these terms or not using these terms.
Okay. What do you think?
Yeah, Q, I agree with you. And the bill actually does that. This is an anti-hate speech bill that does include race. Okay. It does include sexual orientation, gender identity, as well as age and religion. Now, this is what they're saying in this bill. It's not just harassment, Q. It's also to the extent of bullying, where the person who's experiencing it feels terrorized, frightened, or threatened for their life. So in the instance where someone is constantly coming by their house and throwing stuff in their lawn, or constantly bullying them every day, all day, because of how they identify in the use of the word. So for transgenders, this is very important in how you identify your gender identity. So I like the fact that this particular bill talks to all people, and that if you are being harassed, terrorized, or threatened, you're going to have the protection of the law. I like it.
So Monique Anderson said, misusing pronouns should not be a felony. It's so easy to make a mistake unknowingly. I do agree on the merits of, of course, bullying and all that kind of stuff. And there's a whole lot of words, but this is what makes me nervous. Is it a slippery slope to the beginning of the end of really having free speech, right? And where does it end? And a felony. And I always think about the negative, like, can someone misuse this? Like Karens, you know what I mean? Could someone say, oh, they said this, and where's how do you enforce this outside of writing and stuff like that? Outside of a bunch of witnesses, how do you enforce this? And could I say, Q, you misgendered me, I'm filing a police report, you done it 5 times already? I just wonder, in the hands of people with malintent, which we have a lot of them in America, will people abuse this? And I wonder how they're going to enforce it. It's going to be interesting to see how they enforce it.
According to the bill, Claudia, it's enforced because it's to the point, I'm going to go back to this, it's bullying, where you feel terrorized, you feel frightened or threatened for your life. The bill supports threaten, terrorize, or fear of your life. So they've had police called out before because they were being bullied or someone was stalking them. So they have instances where they're like, listen, I can't even leave my house because this person is terrorizing me. And that's what the bill talks about. And I feel like on the surface of just misusing a pronoun, that's not what this is talking about. This is talking about people that are scared for their life because they identify a certain way.
I want to address Ms. Monique Anderson, and she said it's easy to make a mistake unknowingly. This bill is not talking about unknowingly calling someone something by mistake. That's why I hate that it led with the pronouns part instead of leading with new anti-hate bill for hate speech, because just like Monique, a lot of people are going to jump onto that part. Here we go, the gays and the trans and the pronouns. That's not what it's saying. If you make a mistake or unknown, it's saying if you are going out of your way to badger and harass someone by misidentifying them intentionally. That is what the bill is talking about. Not making a mistake and calling Claudia a he when she wants to be called a she.
All right. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But okay. All right. Keep it locked, because coming up next, find out what would we do in sticky situations. And later, Neo kicked an overly excited fan at the stage for exposing that milk dud. We'll be right back.